Good afternoon, students. Namaste. Yesterday, we have discussed the infrastructures of development. In that chapter, we have studied about the education, drinking water, health. And yesterday, I have told you that certainly our exercise 2.3 has been completed, and today we are going to start the same topic, but that is exercise 2.4. It is related, this chapter is also related with the infrastructure, and today we are going to discuss some more infrastructures, just other infrastructures. Our exercise 2.4's heading is, that is other infrastructure, that is transportation, communication and electricity. Same as that, means what is the role of the transportation, communication and electricity in the development and in our country. So, today students, we are going to start about the transportation. Here the transportation or transport system, you can write it, transport, about the transport. As we know that transport, going from one place to another place with an easy way, with the vehicles, that is called the transportation. That is like you used to travel from the bus, you used to travel from the plane, you used to travel from the bike. These all are the means of transportations, and this helps, because of the transportation, it makes our life very suitable and very easy and very convenience to us, to we people. Now, student, let us see the role of the transportation, how the transportation is helping. The world has become smaller, as we know that this world is very big. If there is no transportation, we cannot travel, we cannot go from one place to another place within a short period of time. It will take a huge month, time, day or days. But transportation have made the life so easy that we can travel any place, and this world is too big. If there is no transportation, certainly we cannot think that we can travel in this world, we can go from one place to another place. Just airways, roadways, these have made the life very easy. The world has become smaller due to advanced system of transport. No doubt, before 50 years and now it have been very easy in our life. If we say that before 50 years, if we go to the 50 or 60 years backward period, there is no transportation. People used to travel by a cart, by the horses, they used to go from one place to another places. But now it have been changed. System of transport and communication in the modern time. Whereas communication, here a short introduction, we will deal the communication later after the, but here the communication is also one of the easiest means of getting the message from one person to another person. Communication have also made our life very easy and very convenient. So, we will talk the communication later after. First of all, let us deal with the first of all transportation. We can travel distance within a short period of time at any place, anywhere. Just I have said, if we want to go to the America with the help of airways, with taking an 18 hours flight, we can reach to America. But if there is no flight, certainly it is very difficult to go to the America, go to America. But if we think in our place, if there is no transportation, no facility of transportation, if we want to go Butwal, only 20 kilometer, we used to avoid this place. No, it is very difficult to go there because no transportation facility is available. If we go, if it is emergency, if we go, certainly it will take 3 hours, 4 hours. But now with the convenient route, we can reach Butwal within 25 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour. So, how this have made us easy, and it used to save the time of the people also. So, we can travel distance within a short period of time, no doubt. Transportation is also one of the essential infrastructure for in our life. Imagine, let us think, just I have told you, imagine that there is no transportation. We cannot go any place, anywhere within the fixed time, within a certain period of time. We cannot go any place. That is the problem, and this transportation have helped, have provided our life very easy to reach any place, anywhere, at any time, and save the time also. Absence of transportation, if we talk according to the government level, according to the government system, if there is no transportation, it will not affect only our life, but it will affect the life of the government also. There will be no development, no economic growth, no social development. That is, if we see Europe, why Europe has been developed? Because before 200 years, certainly they have a transportation facility, but in our country, it had taken of only 50 or 60 years that we are getting the facility of transportation in Nepal. Good system of transport network needed for the growth of economic and social growth. If there will be the good transportation, everywhere there will be the road facilities in every area, it will make the growth. How it will make the growth? Certainly industry used to open at that places and there we find the production of the goods which can be supplied according to the demand of the people, and the transportation used to make the cost of the good low. But if there is no transportation, certainly it is carried by the manual labor through the main. The cost of the goods used to increase because they used to take a large amount of money to carrying the goods. So, transportation have made the goods also cheaper, which we can get at a low price, which we can afford. Industries get the raw material from the help of the transportation. Industries like agriculture. Agriculture, there is the production of the crops, and the crops, that is raw material. The raw material can supplied to the industry with the help of the transportation, and that raw material used to be changed through that industry in a fine goods, and that fine goods used to get to the market, and through the market the goods used to be taken by the consumer. See the relationship: agriculture, industries getting the raw material, and that raw material used to be got into the market, and from the market it used to be the taken by the consumer. Who were the consumer? We were the consumer. For example, what type of raw material, what type of things we get? Suppose a farmer is doing a farming about the for sugar cane, ukhu. A huge sugar cane production is there. That sugar cane used to be supplied to the industries, and the industry, the sugar industry, sugar production industry, make the sugar cane change the sugar cane into sugar, and sugar used to be supplied according to the demand of the market and supplied to the market, and from the market, if we want to get the sugar, we can take the sugar at a cheap rate. See the relationship. All these are taken by the transportation. Agriculture, from the agriculture farm, industry, the sugar cane used to be taken through the transportation. Industries through the market, taken through the transportation. Market to the consumers, also by the transportation, by any ways. But see the relationship, all these factors is helped by the transportation facility. Tourists can visit places of interest. If we want to visit like Singapore, a beautiful place, and every people want to see that place, Singapore. If we want, like in our Nepal, there is also a small Singapore, we used to say the Pokhara, a beautiful place, heart of Nepal. So most of the tourists used to come to visit Pokhara, but if there is no transportation facility, no any means of resources, the ratio of the tourists used to be decline. As we saw that Nepal is one of the touristical place. Why the touristical place? Because here the transportation is easy. We cannot say that in many places of Nepal, but in main areas we are getting the easy transportation route, and that easy transportation route have increased the ratio of the tourist. Just Pokhara, Kathmandu, our Lumbini, which is 21 kilometer. So these help the tourists to visit the places of interest, and if there is no, certainly the tourist ratio will not be there. the tourists face the many problem if coming to Nepal without the if there is a lack of transportation. The ratio of the tourist is to be declined. When the tourist ratio is to be declined, certainly the economic condition of Nepal is also being declined. So, in the whole, it is said that transportation is playing a very vital, very important role for the development to make the easy route. Trade and business can flourish as well as local product get market. Just we have already discussed that if there is the production, it can get to the market. And only now we are saying this, we are having the problem of lack of transportation because of the coronavirus. Most of the places have been seized from one area to another area, cannot visit easily, we have to make a pass, isn't it? We are having a problem, but to save ourselves, we are ready, we are avoiding the transportation also. These are the conditions, but if there is a lack of transportation, makes all these activities difficult for the growth of economic and social life, social aspect. If there is no transportation facility, certainly it will affect to the economic and social life also, the growth, not only ours but the government also. Now, students, here we have deal about the short about the transportations. Now, let us see that what type of transportation facility is there in Nepal. We have just known what is transportation, it is very easy chapter, and now let us deal with the transportation in Nepal. What type of transportation is there? As we know that in Nepal, transportation have been only started from not more than 50 or 60 years. That is also the problem, that it have taken just it have been started for 50 and 60 years, but in other countries, in our foreign countries, it have been started 200 years ago. So, here is a not we find there is a more transfer, but whatever we have the transportation facility, it is very easy. Let us see what type of transportation facility is there in Nepal. That is roadways like bus, car, motorcycle have been gone to the road. Railways, Janakpur to Jayanagar. Ropeways, Mankamna, we used to go through the cable car, isn't it? And waterways, it have been just started, the waterways, and not well it have been started at. Let us discuss transportation not developed well in Nepal. Why? What is the reason that in Nepal transportation have not developed well? What type of reason is there? That is poor due to the backward technology. Here we find that still Nepal is not developed, it is in the path of developing. Due to backward technology, technology is not here effective. If we see the geographical condition of Nepal, geographical area of Nepal, most of the places have been surrounded by the hilly areas. Just if we take an example here, that the how much areas have been covered here in total. Nepal area, hilly 68% of the total length, Himalayan 15%, whereas Tarai 17%, altogether 100%. If we see these, that why the transportation have not been developed in Nepal well, because of the mountainous and geographical condition of Nepal, whereas in the condition of the Tarai, we find that Tarai have 17% of land, totally 17% land is occupied by Tarai, and it is said that in all the area of the Tarai, the road is linked, there is better facility of transportation, but in hilly also there is the facility of transportations, leaving some areas which is very difficult to reach. The people have to walk for many hours in the village to reach their destination, whereas in Himalayan it is found that there is a lot of problem of transportation. Here, after dealing that, why the resources, the fine goods of the some places of hilly and Himalayan cannot reach to Tarai? Yeah, it used to be reached, but the cost is high. Why? We will discuss later after. So, this is the land area which is occupied by Nepal in hilly, Himalayan and Tarai. Another, we find that landlocked position, which is our Nepal is landlocked country. At one side it is China, in another side India. If we have if there is the production of the goods, listen, why our goods we used to produce in Nepal, but while it used to go to the international market, the cost is high and the people cannot afford that goods. Why this is so? Because of the landlocked position. It is very difficult to supply the goods from the China, and most of the goods of Nepal's product are supplied through the India. In Nepal, there is the huge production of carpet. Carpet have taken a good market in foreign countries, Japan and many more countries, foreign countries. But when the carpet used to supply from Nepal, it used to supply through India, and the cost of the good used to be included in that goods. And when it used to supply, for taking an example of one country, that is foreign country, that is Japan, and it used to supply to Japan, for example, the cost of the carpet used to be high, and in comparison to the Japanese market, certainly the Nepalese product is high. So, it cannot afford in the international market, and most of the goods of Nepal cannot be purchased in the international market. It cannot get the international market, if simply we used to say that. Here we have studied about the waterways, that it is also one of the system have been started in Nepal. So, small boats and rafts are operating in limited courses. Limited courses means it is 5-6 kilometer distance, 10 kilometers we can have a rafting, have a boating. That type of means waterways have been started in Nepal. Airways and ropeways were very suitable, as we know that in Himalayan mountainous country the land is only 15%, but with that 15% each and everywhere there is not the facility of the transportation. In some areas there is no transportation facility, and in some areas having only the ropeways facility, or in some areas there is only the facility of the airways. So, the airways, it seems to be very easy, the people is going through the air flight, but the cost of the flight, but the ticket of the flight is too high that a common people cannot buy, and in that mountainous places certainly the each and everybody cannot afford the cost of the flight airways. Roadways develop more in Nepal, but cannot connected in every area at. In Nepal there is a roadways facility, but it have not been connected at, means some places of Nepal is still there is no road facility, but there is a huge amount of resources, and that resources cannot be supplied to the market because of the lack of road facility. Airways, just I have told you that it is too expensive, it cannot be afforded by the common people. And if we see the highways, there are many more highways. East to West highway, which is the biggest highway of Nepal, that is 1027.67 kilometer, and the smallest highway is Narayan Ghat to Mugling road, that is 36.16 kilometer. And most of the highways of Nepal are named in river, in eminent national personalities like Prithvi Highway, Arniko Highway, Siddharth Highway, which is our highway from Sunauli to Pokhara, isn't it? Siddharth Highway, Seti Highway, Karnali Highway, and most of the highways are located in rivers as well as mountains. Nepal's highway, most of the rivers, most of the highways are located in eminent national personality. Just I have told Prithvi Highway, Arniko Highway, Siddharth Highway, and most of the highways are located on rivers, in rivers, Seti, Karnali. Okay. So, and another, and most of the, some of the highways are located at the name of the mountains. So, student, we have discussed about this and transportation, and there is a one simple question, very easy, that why transportation is considered an infrastructures of development? Why do you think that transportation is considered an important infrastructures of development? Okay. So, I repeat the question again. Why is transportation considered an important infrastructures of development? Transportation Why we think that transportation is important? This is the reason that transportation is important for us. So, this is the question that is the question which I have given, and please write about this. And so, on next class we will study the same topic, the same exercise, but dealing with the communication and electricity. So, hope to meet you soon. Thank you. Stay home and stay safe. Thank you. Namaste.